Hello everyone, and welcome to my Wrath of the Lich King beta testing part 11. If there's anything specifically you would like me to test for part 12, then let me know this in a comment below this video. I know there's some people who always make the same request over and over, but I'm not always able to test these things. Maybe it require me to be level 80, have a certain reputation, or something else, for example a profession at level 450. Those things I can't test right now because I'm testing things that requires me to be level 70 or lower. I've seen a few people making a request about the monsters in Angora Crater, and if you will be able to get loot from these, or maybe even use the teleporter to Sholasar Basin. I've killed more than 20 of these, and they never drop anything beside a few silver. So no, you will not be able to kill these in the pre-patch and collect cloth, or maybe even Wrath of the Lich King items. It also seems like you will not be able to use the teleporter at this location, because you need to pick up the required quest in Sholasar Basin in Northrend. There has also been a high request to test if druids will still be able to do their epic flight form quest, or well, the swift flight form quest. So I went to Honorhold, learned my epic riding skill, and back to Moonglade to the trainer. And yes, you'll still be able to pick up your epic flight form quest in Moonglade. So you will still need to do this quest chain in order to summon Anzu, the Raven Lord in Zedek Hall's Heroic. But remember, you don't need to do this quest chain in order to unlock the swift flight form, because you can learn this at the trainer when you reach level 71, but it requires you to also have the epic flying skill in order to learn this. There's been a request to test if Shadow Melt can be used when a spellcast is about to hit you to avoid the damage, but also a CC. On the beta, I found a helpful streamer who would like to test this with me. So as you see right here, the Frostbolt is about to hit me, I use Shadow Melt, and it prevents the damage. We also tested this with the Warlock spell Death Coil, and if you will be able to use Shadow Melt just as it's about to hit to prevent the healing on the Warlock, but also the horror effect on you. And yes, this you will be able to do with Shadow Melt. Can you enchant a weapon where the enchant sometimes will be able to proc damage and use this in druid form? I've purchased a weapon where there's a chance I will apply a damage over time, and even got Icy Weapon on the weapon as well. So let's test this with auto attack to see if anything applies. Quickly I discovered the damage over time from the weapon is applied to the target. So now we just need to see if the Icy Weapon enchant can proc as well. A few seconds later, the weapon enchant is applied to the target, and you can see the debuff at the top left corner chilled. So yes, weapon enchants will be able to proc in druid forms. Will the price for the different bank slots be reduced in the pre-patch or in Wrath of the Lich King? I tested this by purchasing all the different bank slots to see if it matches the price from Burning Crusade. The price is the exact same, so you will not be able to save any gold. In Wrath of the Lich King, the Flask of Petrification will change and no longer grant you immunity for 1 minute. So what will happen if I acquire these in Burning Crusade and I transfer them to the beta? Will they change or be the same as they were in Burning Crusade? They're going to be changed, of course. But because you told me to test this, I also discovered a new bug on the beta. Because when I used this, I didn't get any effect from the flask. So I decided to retest this, and it's the exact same. So now it's time to make a bug report so we can get this fixed before the release of the pre-patch. I'm planning to play on the upcoming fresh servers, so therefore we can also use my classic gold to test different things right now. For example, the Mighty Rage potions. Because some of you would like to know if you can use these in Wrath of the Lich King as a druid. I have some great news for you, because for those of you who like to tank as a druid, you'll now be able to use these potions as a druid as well. In Burning Crusade, these were warrior specific only. This will honestly have such a huge impact on your tanking performance, because now you can use one of these potions before you pull all the targets, and that way when you get close to them, you can also do a high amount of damage. Will you be able to buy the 24 slot back from Harris Pilton in Shadred City? Yes, you definitely will be. So for those of you who has a lot of gold, you will now be able to upgrade your bags. Will you still need the different keys in order to open the different gates for example Stratholme, Skolomance and Karazhan? Yes, you'll still need the keys, but remember you can always die close to them, and when you're in corpse form you can get past this gate and release on the other side. Does Flamefang weapon scale with spell power or attack speed? Let's figure out right now. In the first test, I'll be using a fast weapon with spell power. Pay attention to the yellow damage whenever it procs. But what will happen when I swap to a slower weapon without spell power? As you see, the damage is way higher, so Flamefang weapon doesn't scale with spell power, but with your attack speed. I can't really answer this question because I don't have the required reputation with the Netherwing. But I can show you something else, because you will be able to level up your mining, or well, your Wrath of the Lich King mining from level 375 to around 410 in Burning Crusade. Even Fell Iron deposits will grant you skills when you're level 375. So all of the different Burning Crusade deposits will grant you skills. Of course, you will not be able to level your mining all the way up to level 410 with Fell Iron deposits. Instead, you will be using Adamantite and Corium deposits. But this is a great way to speed level your mining or herbalism on the Wrath of the Lich King launch. By doing something like this, you will also avoid all the competition for the new herbs and deposits in the northern starting zones. And this is also a great way to maybe get the server's first miner or herbalist achievement. Can you share your Death Knight's cast sequence macro? You can tell your friend it can be found in the description below this video, and I've also tried to optimize it so it's even better compared to what I showed in the previous video. If you haven't already watched part 1 to 10, then I highly recommend you to check those out. And if you wish to see more of these episodes, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you get notified whenever I post these. But yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day. Peace.